Breaking news into First Take. NBA Global Ambassador and Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer Dikembe Mutombo has passed away today at the age of 58 from brain cancer. He was surrounded by his family. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver issued the following statement, saying Dikembe was simply larger than life. On the court, he was one of the greatest shot blockers and defensive players in the history of the NBA. Off the floor, he poured his heart and soul into helping others. And he absolutely did, Stephen A., working with the Special Olympics. All he did with the Dikembe Mutombo Foundation. Also, he was a UNICEF child advocate. Everything was about giving back.
That's the Dikembe Mutombo that I knew and loved, that all of us knew and loved. I mean, he was one of the best human beings you could ever possibly meet. I had the pleasure of getting to know him. I covered him when he became a Philadelphia 76er. They had traded, the 76ers were en route to possibly winning the Eastern Conference crown, but there were question marks because Theo Ratliff, an extraordinary shot blocker in his own right, was considered an undersized center who had some injuries. And Billy King and Larry Brown ultimately pulled the trigger and brought Dikembe Mutombo to the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Philadelphia 76ers ended up winning the Eastern Conference crown. And had it not been for Shaquille O'Neal in his prime and Kobe Bryant entering his prime, the Philadelphia 76ers and Allen Iverson would have won that NBA championship. But Dikembe Mutombo, a four-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7 times he finished in the top 3 for Defensive Player of the Year awards, and obviously winning 4, like I just said. No matter what you know about him as a basketball player, he was an even better human being. Always was about giving, always was about helping the Dominican Republic of Congo, along with being a humanitarian for the world. His heart was just huge. It was big. One of the most beautiful, beautiful human beings I've ever known. It's really, really sad, that he went through what he was going through, and ultimately he's lost his battle with cancer.
Way too young. I only had the pleasure of meeting him once at a charity event, and I feel like Adam Silver said it perfectly in terms of larger than life personality and such a beautiful, kind soul. Shannon?
I was in Denver when they drafted him, and he got there. Although I'm younger than he is, obviously, coming from the Republic of Congo and matriculating through high school and things like that. So I was there, and that was the first time I got an opportunity to meet Dikembe, and obviously and befriended him in Denver. And then when I moved to Atlanta, he ended up getting traded to Atlanta. So I would see him all the time in the gym, and every time I would see him, Stephen A., your workout was done. Because the moment you saw him, and if you were working out, you ain't doing no more workout, because he's going to talk to you for a good 30, 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
And ruin your workout. But he was a guy that loved to talk. He was a great guy, funny guy. I mean, he was great. And it's so tragic, and I'm so sorry. My heart breaks for his family, friends, and loved ones, and I'm glad they were around him to be. But you know what, Stephen A., I was just thinking, like, I'm at you and I both are at the age that when we were in our teens and 20s, that was considered old. But as you start to get to the age that we are now, you realize that one of the most important things is to get old.
Right.
And to be healthy in the process of getting old. Yeah. But my heart breaks for the Mutombo family. He's a great guy. Like you said, Stephen, a great humanitarian. The things that he was trying to do for his native land, build hospitals, build schools, to give them some of what the Lord had blessed them with, the future that he had. He was trying to pour that back into his native land. He was just an unbelievable guy, and I am so, so sorry to hear this news that a good friend of mine, Dikembe Mutombo, has passed.
I can assure you right now there's a lot of tears that are being shed this morning. I think about Alonzo Mourning, who's with the Miami Heat. I think about Patrick Ewing and people like that. Of course, John Thompson is gone, God rest his soul, but Dikembe Mutombo touched so many lives. Can't forget Allen Iverson. I mean, to know Dikembe in any way is to love him. He was that beautiful of a person, genuine soul, very real, very authentic. You couldn't find anybody that had a bad word to say about him. It's just really, really sad that we've lost such a great guy.
And our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Dikembe Mutombo, just 58 years old.